Ukrainian War, Russia demands annexation before negotiations. Russia says peace talks are complicated by West's refusal to recognize new territories confiscated from Ukraine after President Joe Biden suggested he was ready to meet with Vladimir Putin. The Kremlin said it was open to negotiations but would not respond to Western demands to withdraw from Ukraine. Russia illegally annexed her 4 regions of Ukraine in late September, but never took control of any of them. 9 months after the invasion, she lost more than half of her conquered lands. President Biden told reporters Thursday night that he was ready to meet the Russian leader if there is a real interest in deciding he is looking for a way to end the war. Frenchman Emmanuel Macron, who stands next to him at the White House, revealed that the two men had agreed never to force Ukrainians to compromise that they cannot accept. A month of apparent diplomatic activity followed but little sign of conversation. Russian forces were forced to withdraw in southern Ukraine while launching widespread attacks on civilian infrastructure. Prime Minister Olaf Scholz met with Putin for the first time since September on Friday. In an hour-long phone call, Berlin said it urged German leaders to find a diplomatic solution to withdraw Russian troops from Ukraine as soon as possible. The Kremlin said Germany was pushing for the call and that Putin had urged Berlin to reconsider its approach to events in Ukraine. Putin has turned his attention to the destructive lines of Western countries, including Germany, and Kyiv has rejected the idea of a meeting outright, the Kremlin added. Spokesman Dmitry Peskov previously told reporters that Mr. Putin remains open to negotiations aimed at protecting our interests. I wasn't ready to accept. What did President Biden actually say? He said negotiations would only be possible after Putin leaves Ukraine. The search for common ground for discussion is made more difficult by the fact that the U.S. does not recognize Ukraine's new territory. In late September, Putin declared his 4 regions of Ukraine to be Russian, but while Russian forces in eastern Ukraine occupied most of Luhansk, the invasion of Donetsk stalled in Kherson in the south and lagging behind in Zaporizhia. Ahead of Friday's meeting between Scholz and Putin, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov complained that European countries had so far offered nothing concrete on mediation. By the way, President Macron has regularly said over the past 2 weeks that he plans to meet with the Russian president, he said, adding that Russia had not received any signal through diplomatic channels. Lavrov called former Secretary of State John Kerry a man who in the past could solve problems and engage in real dialogue. Italian Foreign Minister Antonio Tajani said on Friday it was time to work for a just peace in Ukraine, but this must be done through Kyiv's independence, not surrender. We have to give a concrete signal instead, he told La Repubblica.